Welcome to my podcast, Today's Dream, Tomorrow's Reality. And I'm super excited today because I have a really good friend, Susan Anderson, that is here with me today. And she and I have had the wonderful privilege of getting to know each other for a while now. Virtually, we haven't met in person yet, but I'm going to rectify that pretty soon as it gets a little warmer, I will say. Um, and then you'll understand that a little bit more maybe during this conversation. However, she and I have created an amazing program that we've had. It's a beta program, and we've been doing it for a little bit, and we are getting so much good response from it and having so much fun doing it that we decided that we wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about it and share a little bit about this magic that's happening in this program that we've got. So this is Sue Anderson, my good friend. If you don't mind, Sue, maybe for those that aren't familiar with you, just go ahead and tell them a little bit about you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This is so fun. I can't believe we haven't met in person yet,
I
but you're
know, I
right.
know. It definitely feels like we've been together forever, right?
I know. This is wild. This is wild. So I'm Sue Anderson, and I'm in the process of building an entrepreneur retreat center here in the Smoky Mountains. We're homesteading on the property. It's this beautiful 35 acres. It's gorgeous. And
Yeah.
we live in a
Hence
metal
the
barn here.
temperature thing, right?
Yeah.
So
So
wait till it warms up a
so
little.
we yeah, it's chilly. We're living in a barn. It's a little cold, but we're doing fine. But yeah, it's a little chilly. But Vicky and I've had so much fun getting to know each other. I'm a little jealous of you guys because you probably knew her before I did, but this is really cool.
Yeah, it's okay, right? Um, and just off the top of my head, I will tell you, I have mapped out how to get to your place several times. It's about 4 hours from me. And so then I even thought not too long ago, I thought, um, and that's one of the reasons why if you don't remember, I ask you about hotels close by and stuff. It's
Right.
because I was thinking, maybe I could come, even though the weather's cold. I wouldn't stay in a cold dwelling. However, maybe I could stay at a hotel close by for just a few days and just kind of go over to where you're at and experience some of your property and get to meet you in person, meet your husband and your son that's there working. So it is definitely something that I have been playing with the idea for a bit. So just to let you know. And so for you guys that are watching or listening, I'll keep you on top of that as well because I know I'll have to do a podcast recording from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But we are both part of an amazing program with Stacy Lauren. And for those that don't know, which I can't imagine anybody who doesn't, but okay. But she is the founder of the Do the Thing formula, which she's the Do the Thing person on Facebook and Instagram. And so I got to know her from the Do the Thing podcast. But Sue, you knew her way before that. But the beautiful thing is that we've been taking part of the different things that she offered, and at this one point, Sue and I could basically see that some people were just kind of missing that one little piece that would make it easier to understand what was going on and what to do next. And so we had conversations with Stacy and she said, "Well, create something." So we created this amazing program and it's called Mining Your Acres of Diamonds. And as we were talking about creating this program, we happened to discuss the book Acres of Diamonds and how it's all about. So if you haven't read it, reach out and we will let you have a copy, a digital copy for free. So you can just put in the comments, "I want a copy," and we'll get it right out to you. And the thing is that it's all about how there's this acres of diamonds right under your feet or this pot of gold right under your feet, and we tend to spend all of our time looking for it elsewhere, the next program, the next idea, the next thought, the next horizon, right, or next week, whatever it is. And so what we do is we help to see the acres of diamonds within them, right?
Yeah.
And so we've kept it kind of small because we really wanted to play with it a lot more. And we've been just having the best time. So kind of chime in a little bit, Sue, about what was going
Yeah.
on for you as we were creating all of
Oh
this.
yeah, yeah. Because so I know, so many entrepreneurs, coaches, authors, we get shiny object syndrome big time. And it's like, we'll work on, oh, this is so cool. This is going to fix everything. I can do this. This is awesome. We do it. We start getting stuck. And then rather than realizing, no, I'm like this close to the gold, if I can just stay focused and stay on this, this is the thing. Like if I, everything will work if you will work it. There's that saying.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get stuck, what the heck, what are you going to do? And so when people get stuck, that's when they bounce to something else. And
Right.
like, Stacy's programs are fantastic. It absolutely will work. But you can't give up when you get stuck. So what
Right.
else do? It's like, uh, sometimes it's simple little tech things like, well, how do I go live on Facebook, or how do I Zoom live into Facebook, or
Mm-hmm. Which has
what
changed
do I,
over time,
yeah.
right?
And yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like you can master something and then,
Yep,
oh, who
it
knows? They
changes.
change things, and it can be really frustrating because these tiny little things, it's like you can see the big picture. You're excited to go do the thing, and then you get like, it's like somebody stuck a screwdriver in your tire because all of a sudden the air is all out because you're stuck. And it could
Yeah.
be mindset stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, and how are you going to get past that? And so that's the whole thing. We're like, wait, we can get you unstuck. We do this all the time
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
your business and my business. This is what we do. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
We can do this. So
So for those that don't know, tell them about your business.
yeah, it's morphing. So I used to
Doesn't it
say for the
all?
past, yeah, right. So I used to say for the past 20 years, I've been a writer. But that's not totally accurate. Yes, I have been writing for all my clients. I do marketing writing and, help people with their website copy and their emails and lead magnets and this type of stuff. But over the years, I've also learned how to like create courses, uh,
And bots.
and bots lately, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm learning like this, that. And I've also built all these connections with people, like a lot of people and a lot of really big names that I've worked with. And so it's almost like I almost kind of feel like a general practitioner now where I can go, oh, you have this? Oh, you need to go see Dr. So and so, who their
Yeah.
specialty is email
I love that
deliverability.
analogy. I
Oh,
do. I
yeah.
do.
I just, yeah, I heard this from somebody a couple days ago. I'm like, I'm totally stealing that. So, Jackson, I
It's
got
yours
you.
now.
Right, right, right. And, and so all these different things now that I can go, oh, wait, I know how to do that, and I wouldn't say, like, you wouldn't look at writer and go, oh, she knows how to build a bot, or, oh,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
knows how to make it that, when people book a discovery call, that they actually show up and they're ready to buy because they've gotten all their answers. That's not, it's a writer, but it's not, you wouldn't think of that. So
Right.
it's kind of become a little bit murky, but yeah, I'm just going to be Dr. Sue from now on.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Sue. I feel you. I feel you. And for those that aren't aware, which I'm sure if you've been watching or listening to my channel for a while, but I'm a transformational coach and a hypnotist. So and nowhere in my world would I've ever assumed that you and I would be a perfect marriage for a program.
Yeah.
And so Sue handles all of that stuff she just talked about. And then I handle the mindset, but Sue does some mindset stuff too. And I actually can help
You're
some
much
people with
gentler
some of
though.
the tech stuff, right? It is
Yes.
it's crazy as we've both grown through this whole process. But one of the things that, as you were talking about the shiny object syndrome and the different things, is sometimes what holds some people back is not that they're stuck, it's that they're afraid to succeed. They're afraid that they'll try really hard, and if it doesn't work, then it won't be because they didn't try, it'll be because it didn't work. And sometimes people get inside themselves and they don't want to put forth the effort because then it'll be, well, if I'd tried harder it would have worked. And and it's they don't consciously say, well, I'm going to use this limiting belief to get out of this. It's just something that happens. We're kind of trained over time that when we didn't try hard and it didn't work, then people said, if you'd only tried harder, They
Yeah.
never said, you're a failure. Well, they could have said that too, but you in the back of your mind said, mm-mm, that's not true because I just didn't give it my all.
Hmm.
And it kind of releases that pent up feeling of responsibility.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things that go on within us. And
Yeah.
I'm just as guilty as anybody because, for heaven's sakes, I am not perfect by any means. I know you're closer than I am, Sue, but you're not perfect either.
No, definitely not.
But the thing that has really blown me away with all of this is the some of the people that are in our program are actually in the wealth experiment with Stacy Lauren, right? The program that we've been in before. And some people have not are not in it at all, but they're getting so much benefit from our program just like the other people that have all this stuff that's coming from Stacy. So it's beautiful in that it's a standalone thing too, because
Hmm.
whether you've been part of Stacy's world or not, you can benefit tremendously from what we're doing because we help you to see some of the blocks that you have, whether it's the mindset block or maybe it's a technical block or a writer's block or I just don't know what the hell to do block, you
Hmm.
know? So we're really, really um, continuously learning what people want
Yeah.
and doing whatever it takes to help them get there or help them to get the mindset and the tools to get there and the getting there is up to them,
Yeah.
right? And so we even like we've what we do right now, and chime in anytime you want to. You can interrupt me, Sue. I do not care. Just interrupt me,
Yeah.
interrupt away.
I will.
Um, but the thing is that we meet once a week on Zoom with our group. We then we started adding in a hot seat. So I know that sounds like it would hurt, but it doesn't. It actually it
Sounds nice
helps
this
you.
time of year.
I know. Well, that's true, especially from where you're at. Um, the thing is that what a seat does is we have this application that people fill out to be part of the hot seat, and they tell us, you know, what are the things that they're wanting and needing help with. And sometimes
Mhm.
it's a huge list, sometimes it's a small, but it can be like a ever winding list that just
Yes.
kind of goes in and out. Sometimes it's Sue, and sometimes it's me, and sometimes it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we pick one person that can go into the hot seat. They get this two-on-one training, basically, not just
Yeah.
one-on-one, two-on-one training. And we help them, and then everybody that's there actually gets great benefit because it never fails. Whatever question that person asks us, there's somebody else that's watching and listening that needed the
Usually
answer.
everybody.
Yes, right, right.
Right?
That needed the answer too. And
Yeah.
so it's been beautiful. And like even this week for our group, we put in another one, another thing that's going to be, and I don't know when you're going to be watching and listening, but for the time that we are right here today, tonight is another bonus hot seat that we created because we had so many people wanting the hot seat.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, I've got some time. Sue's got some time. Let's just do this. So we're doing an extra hot seat. And the people in our program, they get some one-on-one stuff. You've helped them with so many things. We did a group hypnosis together, and we're going to be doing more of that. So there's just so
So
many
fun.
things that feeds into this amazing
Yeah.
program that I'm just when I look at it and I go, we also have a Facebook group for everybody so that
Yeah.
they can interact with one another with daily posts that can be helpful. And we have like our events are in there. We actually have like a I don't know, what do you call it? Where what is the section where we have all the recordings and all the
Oh
little
yeah. Like a, I
things?
think I call it files in
Yeah,
Facebook,
in the
but yeah,
file
there's a
section.
kind of a
Yeah,
library of assets,
yeah.
but
And
yeah.
then we send out notifications and help for and emails and I don't know. I just can't stop talking about it. It is so amazing. So you
Well,
talk
you
for a
know, it's
minute.
so cool. Yeah, I was thinking there's one other really big thing that we didn't
Oh,
mention. This
oh,
this is
what is
so
that?
super cool. So, you know how like let's say you're going to go invest in a fairly high ticket program, right? I mean, the wealth experiment is not cheap. It's not
Right,
$47.
right.
I'm not going to say the price because who knows? It could change. It should go up probably, but that's that. So when you go to do something like that, what is the one question that kind of nags at you? Like,
Will it
you could have
work?
testimony. Yeah. And will it work for me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And because we all have this running tab in our heads of everything we've tried, everything we bought, all these things that kind of like, it looked amazing and I didn't really give it my all, so it didn't really work. All these things that we've proven to ourselves, like, I don't know, you're kind of sketchy. Like, your decisions are, it makes it very, very hard to go into a new program with confidence because
Hmm.
you have gotten stuck. Like, you've gotten stuck. Everybody knows that, all right, it's my own feet tripping me up. It's my own brain that's limiting me. This is why stuff is not working for me, is because I get stuck. And sometimes a program is really great and you have like these unlimited resources where they can just help you through everything, but that's not, I've never been in a program like that. Where, like, if you offer a program, it's one person to many, and
Yeah.
you can't hold everybody by the hand for very long. You'll burn out.
Right.
So my point coming to this is, with this, like, let's say somebody was looking at joining the wealth experiment and they had all that stuff going on in their head. Well, it didn't, this is like, oh, you can come in here, play with us. We're going to help you get that through. You're going to have like a whole new awakening to, wait a second. I don't get stuck on tech stuff. I just ask questions. I figure it out, try to figure it out on my own. I ask somebody. I go through like an official, whatever, but I know I now have a process for getting an answer. And if my brain is bothering me on this, oh, well, I could reach out to this or this. It's like all of a sudden you have so much more resourcefulness
Hmm.
because you've learned how to overcome those objections because you've been in here. Then you can approach a big program that's really going to knock it out of the park for you with the full confidence that you can do it. Like, yes, it will
Yeah.
work for you as well as for anybody else because now there's nothing holding you back.
Right.
So,
And I'm just going to share real quick my lawnmower story
yeah, do it.
for everybody. And I know, what does a lawnmower have to do with this? Well, I promise you, it has a point.
Everything. It
Yeah,
has everything
yeah.
to do with it.
Well, for instance, I have a lawnmower that when I moved into my house, I hadn't used it in about a year because I was paying somebody to do my grass, to take care of my yard. And so when I moved into this house, it was like, I want to just go ahead and do it. Well, I couldn't get the lawnmower started. I tried and I tried and I tried. So I got all the information off the lawnmower. I looked it up on YouTube and I kept finding these videos with these men that were saying it's the spark plug. And then they would say, okay, they would show you the little place where the spark plug was. And it was under this little cover, which before this video, I couldn't even find that. And then once they opened the cover, then they would stand there and they would hold the spark plug in their hand and then they'd tell you where to go, what to do, and where to get the numbers and the whole thing. So I go down into the garage and I'm open this thing and I'm trying to pull this spark plug and it will not come out. And I think there's got to be another step. I go back and I watch video after video after video. They all did the same thing because they assumed because they knew how to get that spark plug out that everybody knew. And so that's one of the things that we do is that sometimes programs, no matter how good they are and everything, is that they can't get every little thing because it would take them way too much time to cover every little tiny step. So they assume that you know certain things,
Yeah.
correct? Right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And so, no matter what program that you're getting in, if you're feeling like, I don't get it, I don't know how to go from step A to step C because B is somewhere there I can't see, we help you see what the B is. We help you see how to take that spark plug out of the lawnmower. And just by the way, just to let you know, I went to a neighbor and he came over, and there's a special tool that came with my lawnmower that I did
How
not
about that?
save. I didn't know how valuable it was. I thought it's a tool. I probably got that one in a drawer somewhere, right? So I had to go buy the tool to get the spark plug out. But now I know. So
Yeah.
anytime I need to replace that spark plug, I go with my tool, my handy dandy tool, and I pull it out, and voila, And so once we teach you some of these tools that you need in between what you've got going on, you've
You
got
kind of
it from
become
that point.
unstoppable at that point, you
Yeah,
know? Like
yeah,
what can get in the if you have a way that you can figure out how to do the thing that you don't know how to do.
right,
If you find out how to get over the mental garbage pile that sometimes can trip you up, what can stop you after that?
right, right.
It's
It's
pretty
your acres
fun.
of diamonds.
It is. It is. And so all of that to say, like, yeah, once you've got these things done and you can now focus and make progress on a thing, if you stick with it, as it doesn't take forever. It takes a season of working, of planting the seed, of tilling it, of doing all the things like this, and for the thing to grow. And then all of a sudden it's like, wait a second, this is exactly what I was after in the first place. And it's right here. I was standing on it the whole time
Right.
without having to jump ship. And oh, well, maybe I should switch my niche or entirely revamp everything.
Yeah.
We do that all the time.
Reinvent.
Yes, reinvent, pivot, pivot, pivot. It's like you're going to make yourself seasick with all this
You get
spinning around
whiplash.
and
Get whiplash.
whiplash. Exactly. So,
Well, see, the thing too is like you and I were talking about this the other day, is that the best way to grow apples is plant an apple tree, and
yes.
then you get apples. And so we're helping you plant the tree of knowledge basically to be able to get all of this information, right? And then, one of the worst things we do, and I've been very guilty of this too, is you get into a program, and of course, who are they going to be highlighting the most in any testimonials and anything? It's the ones that have excelled at it, right? Because they want you to excel. But sometimes we see these people that are excelling at it, and we think, holy crap, I'd
Yeah, that's
never
not
get
me. I
there.
can't do it.
I
Yeah.
can't do that. And you give
Hmm.
up.
Yeah.
And so we're saying, if you're looking at someone and what they're doing is amazing, whatever program you're in and you want to do that amazing thing, reach us and we will help you to fill in the gaps that'll help you get there faster so
Yeah.
that you're not sitting back saying, oh, I'll never be able to do that. But
Yeah.
the thing too is like Sue was just saying, you plant the seed, you water it, you fertilize it, you watch it grow. You certainly do not dig it up in a month and say, well,
Well,
it's
this
not a
didn't work.
tree yet, it didn't work, and you throw it away, right? So it's learning your process, because just like fingerprints are all
Mhm.
different, our process and our journey is all different. So we may take a little bit longer than someone else, or we may take a little less time than someone else. It's all up to us, and that's what we kind of help you uncover. Is there some, if it's just you, fine, but if it's you've got these limiting beliefs, you've got something going on that's just kind of keeping you from moving forward, we help you with that.
Well put. I love this. And it's really fun. We're enjoying it. I can tell like people in the group are really enjoying it. It's we've got people calling in where it's midnight their time when we're doing this,
Mm-hmm.
and they're you can see they're, trying to stay up and keep their eyes open. And, I've never had something really fun like that I was helping with. And
Yeah.
it feels so incredible to help them. But I can tell like they're growing in this.
Yeah.
We've got people who like one who was like, oh, it feels funny to monetize the thing that I'm doing. I don't know. It's, it involves people are hurting and then I'm helping them, but why could I get paid? Okay, well, if you have that kind of thing, you're never going to be able to do it. You got to be able to have that reframe. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's very hard to identify the thing that's holding us up and do the reframe. We can't, it's like trying to cut your own hair. We can all try it, but oh my goodness, it's not going to go very well,
Speaking
like
my language right there.
yes.
Uh, the thing too is, like you and I, we help each other,
Yeah.
we coach
Oh,
each other.
yeah.
And we have Stacy that coaches us, and
Yep.
we have others that coach
Yeah.
us, because
Right.
even the best athletes that exceed everybody, even after they've exceeded what everybody else can do, they still have a coach,
Oh, yeah.
because they've got to have somebody that sees, oh, when
Yes.
you moved that way, it would have been better if you had moved this way.
Right.
And that's what we kind of we help with is
Yeah.
you we I like to say it's like you're on this journey and there's a drone up above you, and the drone can see, yep, the road is out right there. So let's pivot around this way, and
Mhm.
then you'll get to where you want to go. And that's what we do in this program is we help you to see what are those places that maybe your roadblock where the road's out, where there's a dip that you can't come out of.
Mhm.
We help you to see those, or not necessarily see them, but to maneuver around them
Yeah.
and get to the place that you want to be.
Yeah. We're about getting you from here to there.
That's right. That's right. And we're having so much fun doing it. That's the thing too,
Yeah.
is um like I have been part of a lot of different programs that I've created with someone or created by myself, and I will say this has felt like the most rewarding because we're being able to partner together and we actually complement each other with
Mhm.
all of that. So I think for what we're doing, one of us by ourselves would be good, but together we're doing exceptional things.
Yeah. And we can tell from the feedback we're getting too. So
Yes,
it's that's
yes.
like so exciting to see
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
because we're like, we think it's cool, but then to have them say, this is amazing. That's the
Yeah, because right
best.
now it's a beta program because we didn't know if it was cool to start with. We
Right. We're
just
like,
knew we wanted to
will
offer
this be
it.
good? Will this stink? We don't know. We're gonna try
Will
it out.
anybody
We'll
show
see.
up? You
Right,
know,
right. Nobody's gonna
will they
want
show
this.
up a
Maybe, will
second
they?
time?
Yes, yes, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been amazing. And so, everybody that's watching or listening, if you've ever been in a position where you were wanting to create a program and you were afraid to, or you thought, oh, this is going to be amazing, and then you created it and there's crickets, there's a reason for that too. So
Mhm.
we don't want to give you too much information today, but we do want to invite you to join our program, and we're starting to do it as a monthly thing. So it's a 4 weeks of working with us, and it is glorious. And so each month there'll be new people coming in, and we're so looking forward to being able to help you get to where your acres of diamonds are, and not only get there, but to actually realize they're there so that you can dig them up, mine those diamonds, right?
Mind those diamonds because you're sitting on them.
Yeah, yeah. So we will put a link to check us out in the comments and are in the description. And so definitely check us out. And then are we putting a calendar link in there for them to have a call, or what are we doing with that? I don't remember
Oh,
if we said.
no, I hadn't thought. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
This is pretty awesome.
All
It's
right.
low enough ticket too that we're not doing any
Yeah, because
discovery
right
calls. So
now
you come on
we're
in.
keeping it we're keeping it low. We're not going to
Yeah,
say what it is because
it's
somebody
going
might be
up probably.
watching this in the later and then
Right,
say, "Well,
right.
you said."
Yes.
So
I would
just
be willing to let somebody come in for like a 1 week test it out if they wanted. If they reach out to you and they're like a trial week, we could probably do that.
yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, so if they reach out to you or they reach out to me, because we're going to be sharing this out,
Hmm.
and so thank you, Sue, for being my partner
This
in.
is
I started
fun.
to say partner in crime, but that's not correct. My partner in excavating diamonds. How about that?
There we go. Mining partners. There we
That's
go.
right.
Oh,
That's
it is an
right.
absolute pleasure. This has been one of the best things that's happened in all of this year. It was getting to meet you and work with you and then work with you. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is really cool.
Yeah, I agree. So, if we'll have the information in the description, and just definitely click the link, go in, look at the landing page, make a decision, and if you really are questioning it, which I don't know how you would question it with the price point that we have. But if you do, we'll have the calendar link in there for you so that you can reach out to possibly get the 1 week free. And then, but you're going to be so excited at the end of the 4 weeks that you're going to
Yeah.
want to do it for another 4 weeks and another
Yeah,
4 weeks, because it's ongoing and we're changing it all the time and adding to it. So, um, it's glorious.
it is.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here and being part of this morning, this time with us. And once again, the podcast is Today's Dream, Tomorrow's Reality. And if you feel like you want today's dream to be your tomorrow's reality, then definitely check this out. You'll be so glad you did. Mwah.